Hi, everyone.
We could be naked right now, and you would never know.
It's even funnier you saying that because for this episode, I don't know, these next couple episodes, I don't know if you can tell, but like Evelyn's on the phone being recorded.
I could be naked right now, and you would never know.
Oh my god, that's like so hot. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm going through a lot right now, everyone, and I just want to tell everyone that I'm going through a lot. Like, that's all I need to know. That's all everyone needs to know. It's a need to know basis, and
Yes,
everyone needs to know that I'm going through a lot. It's
we,
literally
we've suffered
it's
the
literally
Chinese
1 a.m.
curse
on
and are living
Christmas
in
Eve,
interesting
guys.
times.
Right? It's 1 a.m. on Christmas Eve, and I just like need a minute. I just need a fucking minute. I need a nap. I need a fucking nap. I'm just kidding. But so what happened is we watched James Bond Jr. and it was really good. And that so we decided that we were going to do the rest of the podcast on James Bond Jr. and all of his adventures, and we were going to do episode recaps every single episode the rest of the year.
Yeah, we're doing like that, like Sailor Business, but for James Bond Jr.
Yeah, exactly, 110%. That's exactly what we're doing.
Also, I guess this podcast contains a shout out to Sailor Business now, because they're good.
I mean, that's a way to put it.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to
So
shout out
yeah.
James Bond Jr., who recently had a role in the hit film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've told like 3 people about that.
Oh my god, I love that. Trivia! She educated in film. But yeah, so it's the holidays. Happy holidays. I have a license to kill. I'm gonna get you. We're going, but okay.
This
So to move into the film, today we're talking about License to Kill, and I thought it was really funny because we got back to like the like really fucking literal songs.
yeah, this is one of my favorite Bond films, maybe my favorite Bond film, but yeah, the intro song is not one of my favorite intro
This is your
songs.
favorite Bond film?
Yeah, this is pretty good.
What the
Also, I read the
fuck?
book
No, I'm
for it
just
when I
kidding.
was in high school.
Ooh, I love that. Ooh, she educated. I'm just kidding. Um, I'm just kidding. You're not educated.
I'm not. All I have is a worthless liberal arts degree in film
She's a
studies.
liberal arts degree in film studies that she got while playing every single video game.
That's... If your name is Robert Don Dasanowski or Sean Forrest, that's a joke. If your name is not Robert Von Dasanowski or Sean Forrest, yeah.
Well, honestly,
pretty much.
Sean Forrest caught you in the act, Evelyn. I'm calling you out right here, right now.
Yeah. I felt like human garbage.
You were like, I guess I'll just go die. Yeah, so moving into License to Kill. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, you know. It's definitely the most fucking literal song that we've gotten so far.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to do with the words license to kill.
He's
But,
got
like,
a
yeah.
license to kill, and he's gonna shoot you. So that was the song.
Yeah.
I also was really frustrated. Okay, I'm just gonna say it as a brown woman. Hi, I'm brown. I don't know if you guys can tell because
Okay,
you can
yeah,
just
we
hear my
can-
voice. So like I was like I wanted to like this one. You know what I mean? I really wanted to. But then they did the whole thing where it's like Bond's the whole last scene. I was like over it because like the whole time you have this like Bond woman bitching about how Bond is giving this other brown woman attention, which yes, it could be argued, you know, that this would happen regardless of woman and ethnicity of woman. But then you get the fucking final scene where James Bond is dancing with the brown woman who is the Bond woman, and they're all making out and everything, and then she literally runs away like it's an SNL sketch, and then she fucking like, and then he fucking runs after her, and I was like, what? What kind of fuckery is this?
Yeah, that part was like, yeah, but what really sealed it for me was how Bond's like turns to the I think she's supposed to be like Cuban, But he turns to her and he's like, "Oh well, General, what's his name over there is interested in you, I think." And he's like this old mustached guy.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
And it's like,
What? So that was really.
yeah, like I said, yeah.
That's really fucking annoying.
I was like I said, this is like, for most intents and purposes, this is my favorite Bond movie in terms of like action and character content. But like that.
It's okay,
That
Evelyn.
is weird, and
You're
it's
just
not,
admitting that you're
really...
racist. That's fine. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
My feet cut out like right as you said that, so I'm really worried what you said.
Oh my god, no! I said it's okay, Evelyn. You just admit you're racist. I'm totally kidding though.
Yeah,
you're not racist.
But like I don't even know, like, that's a weird cultural thing that like even in movies today, like filmmakers still have a really, for some reason, they really are skittish about showing interracial relationships in the year of our Lord 2000 and whatever year it might be.
Right? I completely agree. And that's why I like Tarantino so much. One of the big things about Tarantino for me was that he always had interracial relationships.
Yeah.
And I finally felt validated because I've always been in interracial relationships, and like it's always been a thing where like people are very weird about it. But yeah, that was like the most glaring issue I had with the movie, so I figured we'd just tackle that first. Overall, I don't think it's that bad, honestly. I would say that Timothy Dalton, now that we've watched all the Bonds, and I feel like I can properly say this, like, I feel like Timothy Dalton, he wasn't a bad Bond. I just wish he had more movies.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like I can't put him, like, above, like, you know what I mean? I feel like I can't put him above Sean Connery, because, like, I like Sean Connery a lot more, and I have a lot more time with him, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, we need, like, because with Doctor Who, they have these, like, radio plays that they bring back old Doctor Who actors to, like, reprise their role and, like, continue their Doctor and stuff. We need, like, a version of that for James Bond actors.
Is, like, the fourth Doctor, is his lines exclusively, "You want a jelly, baby"?
I mean, no.
But, yeah, I feel like that would be really good with, like, the Bond actors. I feel like I would really appreciate that because, like, I don't know, it's just so sad. Like, George Lazenby only having one, like, I just feel like I can't, like, judge him against the others, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like, most Bond actors only have, like, 2 or 3 really good movies in their run.
How
so I mean,
fucking dare you?
Like,
every single one of Sean Connery's movies are excellent and perfect and not problematic at all.
Yeah.
Especially You Only Live Twice.
I've been talking to some family members who have been listening to this podcast, and they're like, "I'm really confused because you say you like these movies, but you guys keep like picking them apart and like." So then just cut to me being like, "Yeah, most Bond actors don't even have that many good Bond movies."
Well, I'm gonna just say this: I think that loving something doesn't mean you think it's perfect.
Yeah.
I raise you this family member of Evelyn's. I will await in the mail your response. My people will be looking for your people. We'll all talk about it. And then we'll agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm full of bad jokes today. I'm doing a bunch of really bad bits. Yeah. But anyway, to move back into License to Kill, I did kind of like the Cuban setting.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because it felt like a genuine Cuban setting and not like a not just like a backdrop-y type setting, I guess.
I also got to say, I love the villain in this one.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite villains, and it's not because the actor is in the hit film Showgirls.
Yeah, we had a whole like side track where what is it? I almost remembered his name.
Robert Davi.
Robert Davy. Or Davy. I don't know how to but yeah, he plays Fran Sanchez in this movie, and he plays the owner of the bar where she first starts the strip club where she first starts dancing in Showgirls.
Yeah.
And we ended up interrupting this Bond marathon so that Erynn could show me Showgirls because I'd never watched it before.
Well, because I found out Evelyn had never seen one of my favorite movies of all time. And so what would you do?
Yeah.
You know?
Does that mean I need to make you watch Highlander?
I feel like I've seen Highlander. Have I? Am I lying?
I don't know. Especially, it has Sean Connery in it.
Oh my god. I'm sold. Let's watch it. Okay, guys, we'll be back with our next episode. We're going to go watch.
I love how we've talked about almost everything but this movie in this podcast.
That's okay. You know, it's kind of like, you know, what if our podcast listeners want to know more about us, Evelyn?
Yeah, that's the real draw of this podcast. The movies are just a pretense.
Yeah, I agree. The real draw is the personal drama behind the scenes. But yeah, I really like the setting of it. The villain was excellent, honestly. He was he was such a high point for me. I also thought he was probably one of my favorite Bond villains. Bond villains? Wow. He was one of my favorite Bond villains. And yeah.
Yeah, I thought he had some solid gravitas. Now that I think about it, I don't know who my favorite Bond villain is. I'll have to come back to that one.
Because it's easy to say Blofeld, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
and then you have 4 of those to pick from.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's 100% right. It's which one? Which face switched Blofeld is your favorite?
Oh yeah, another funny factoid about License to Kill is that in the opening credits, Bond and Felix, they capture Sanchez and they put him in jail, and he is being interrogated by these 2 FBI officers. One of whom is played by actor Grand L. Bush, who would later co-star or 1 year earlier co-starred in Die Hard with Robert Davi, and they were both playing FBI agents. So there's this weird recurring thread of Die Hard actors in Bond films.
Which is something I really love. I love the idea of that. Also, wasn't there that show that what's his name was on, Pierce Brosnan? Wasn't that kind of a similar thing?
Yeah, I think we'll get to that in 3 movies.
Excellent. Hear that, everyone? We'll get to that in 3 movies.
Yeah. I could talk about Remington Steele all day, so we need to just put a hard cap on that.
Okay, we're putting a hard cap on Remington Steele. You're not allowed to talk about it anymore.
It's gonna be Remington Steele December next year. Just
Remington, no. Also, I also like the use of Felix in this one and the cross parallel it does with Bond falling in love and having a wife and having to deal with the fact that she was murdered, and then the whole Felix subplot. I really liked that. Yeah,
there was. This was kind of, I think, he did it. I guess that's another parallel with Majesty's Secret Service when Bond got married, is that this is maybe the first time since that film that Bond goes off the reservation and kind of goes rogue on his own agenda.
Yeah.
Which is something we start seeing more of moving forward, and I think that's interesting because it kind of, I feel like it reflects attitudes of the time, where historically the idea of spies were always they were these people who were protecting us and doing what needed to be done, and now as we move into the 80s, and into the 90s, people are more jaded, so there's more this idea that maybe the people in charge don't know what needs to be done, and this guy has to make his own decisions.
Yeah.
And we will get more of that.
When will we get more of that, Evelyn? Just kidding.
In 2 movies?
I think so, 2 or 3 movies. But yeah, so I really liked the whole Felix subversion it does on that. That was really, really good. I also, yeah, like I said earlier, Timothy Dalton, he's a really good Bond, but I just wish he had more movies. Also, yeah. Benicio del Toro was really good in it too.
Yeah, this is I don't even know how old he would have been. He was freaking young, and he had a James Dean haircut.
Oh my god, yeah, 100%. But I also like his relationship to the villain because I thought it was, I don't know. I thought it kind of mirrored some of the like mother-daughter relationships we get with some of the Bond women like moving through. And so I thought it was a really dynamic take on like, the way men interact in the movies.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't
really
pick up
dynamic.
on that, but that's interesting to.
Because it's in like the background, but it's not like an overt part for sure. And I mean, like when Benicio del Toro dies, like I mean, the guy just kind of yeets out, but
Yeah. Yeah,
Also, who is
I guess
that?
we could
Who is
also
that
talk
like
about. There's a
professor
lot of.
again? You could bring him up. Who is that professor? The one who's like doing the televangelism?
Wayne Newton.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, Wayne
Aaron,
Newton's
did
in
you
this movie.
forget the name of Mr. Las Vegas despite being like.
Look here, okay? We already talked about my era of Vegas. I'm a fucking MGM monster. I'm an MGM loser. No, I'm just kidding. Mr. Las Vegas is in this, and he has a cult.
Yeah. Um.
Which take with that information what you will.
Yeah. Well, he's got this like televangelist thing, and the drug dealers like use his show as a way to like launder their funds and get out messages about their drug deals.
Yeah.
Like in these codes, but then he actually has a complex that's like a front for their operation, and yeah, it's just a really weird subplot, and I'm like, hey, Wayne Newton is in this movie. Why is Wayne Newton in this movie?
Yeah, what is happening? Also, we have our shark back, our Sharky Shark.
Yeah.
We have a Sharky Shark back on the Bond formula.
Yeah, we get sharks and underwater scenes that we haven't had in a few movies now.
Which, like, obsessed. Am I right? Missed those boys.
Yeah. It is. I mean, I feel like at this point it is established as a Bond thing. So I mean.
Yeah, 100%. It's like also like a through and through Bond thing. There's no ice skating in this one though because they're in Cuba, but that's fine.
Yeah. There's ninjas again. I didn't expect that to be a through line in the Bond films, but
Wait, say that again. There's a what?
Well, technically they're not ninjas because they're Chinese, but they're dressed like ninjas.
Oh, I was like, I think I missed this.
Yeah. Also, what about that like weirdly kind of gay subtext when Sanchez like Bond infiltrates Sanchez's operation and like the Hong Kong police capture Bond and they're like, oh, you're a rogue agent, so we're bringing you back in. And then Sanchez's guys appear and like basically it just ends up furthering Bond's cover, but it leads to this like dialogue scene.
Oh my
where he's
god,
checking
yeah,
up on
that's
Bond
right.
and, like,
Oh my god, where they sound like Sanchez and Bond literally sound like boyfriends.
yeah, he's like, hey man, I just want to make sure you're okay. I think we could do a lot of stuff together. And like,
also, I was really confused because like I was like, did I like die and like this is a new Bond film that I just never seen? Like I'm so confused. Like, it was very confusing. I didn't know what to do. I was nervous. I'm just kidding.
I mean, imagine how Bond felt.
I mean, yeah, it was so weird. It was such a weird like. And then, like, well, it was even funnier and more pronounced because, like, they're all like, Bond, you don't understand, or Sanchez, you don't understand, Bond is tricking you. And he's like, what? No, he's not. And I was like, what? What on earth? Which, like, I mean, my OTP, honestly.
Yeah.
Bondin.
Also, you could really tell, like, Scarface came out a few years before this movie.
Oh, my God, yes, you could. I was half expecting a balloon that said the world is yours to go come flopping by.
Because not only with, like, the setting of being in Miami and dealing with, like cocaine drug lords, but just also a lot of the, like, I don't know, like, stylistic choices as far as camera work and everything feel very, like, Scarfacey.
They have this really interesting play because, like, Bond is out of the reactionary phase and it's just kind of like a thing happening, It's not necessarily trying to pull from things like it was before during Roger Moore era. But it's really fascinating that, like, you get, like, that in a couple different sections with, like, you get it with Godfather, which I don't know. I think this was after Godfather, right? Was it? I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Godfather was like
early.
I don't know when was part 2.
I don't remember. Father. I'm gonna fact check this before I say it.
Part 2 was
72.
74.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
this was well after.
So yeah, you got like the Godfather references, but then you also got like the Scarface references, which was super super fascinating to me.
Yeah.
I was like, huh, interesting.
It's also interesting because I remember in our gangsters class we briefly talked about how for a while when spy movies got big, they almost kind of took the place of like film noir and gangster film in the like public consciousness.
Ooh, she educated.
So it's interesting that now we have a spy film that's going back to these gangster tropes.
Yeah, 100%. One.
Also, we get maybe my favorite. This might be my favorite movie for Desmond Llewellyn as Q, because I think Q does a lot more in this movie.
Oh yeah, he's like suddenly there, and I thought for a second he would hook up with the blonde lady.
Honestly, Q deserves that.
Honestly, Q's got through a lot of shit.
I like how Q is always like completely done with Bond, just from day one.
You know what Q I like though?
What Q?
Well, obviously John Cleese.
Oh yeah. Mostly, I was just really worried you were gonna say the guy from Skyfall, and I was gonna like hang up this call, walk over to your house, and like throw something at you.
Oh my god, why would I ever? No, I'm just kidding. Why would I ever? I hate the guy from Skyfall. No, I'm just kidding. I think the guy from Skyfall's fine. He just know like Q. He just know like Desmond Llewellyn and
yeah.
John Cleese.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But yeah. Also, this film has a lot of Spanish guitars.
Oh my god, that was the funniest thing. I can't believe I completely forgot about that. Yeah, Evelyn and I kept cracking up because like they punctuate so many villain entrances with mysterious Spanish guitar music, and I want that every time I walk into a room, honestly. So it was excellent.
Another weirdly, I don't even know if it's reactionary or just like a weird choice, but we have maybe the most gruesome death in any Bond film ever.
Which one?
He basically, Sanchez traps this guy in a like sub, and
oh
he
my
just
god,
pressurizes it
until
the dude like explodes.
Ew.
And it was weird because it felt like something out of like a slasher movie, like especially the effect of having him explode.
Yeah, true that. It also looked like a slasher movie.
Yeah, like it felt very out of place in this Bond film, and I loved it, but it just
you were like, I was into
out.
it. Don't get me wrong, but was I nervous? Yes.
And then they have that part earlier in the film where Bond has to like stick his hand in a thing of maggots, and
that was disgusting. I had to literally close my eyes, like a loser.
Yeah, I had to like. It was like watching it with your kids, or so, like I had to tell her when it was okay to look back.
Yeah, it was really sad. Oh my god, I'm gonna scream.
What?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, but yeah.
It feels like something.
That was James Bond. It was really good. I don't know. Yeah, I liked it a lot, except for like the one thing that got me, like I said, was like the whole like brown woman thing. That was really annoying.
Yeah. But yeah, we do get like the Bond movies do get around to that eventually, like having Bond end up with like not the white woman in the movie. We'll come to that.
Which like hallelujah, am I right? No, I'm just kidding.
but yeah.
Not that I don't like you know Bond and other women. I'm just like why did what?
But yeah, you know that subplot aside, I think this is a.
I also really liked. I did not like Pam. I thought Pam was kind of useless. But I do like.
I really liked.
I do like the other girl, Lupe. I think she feels cool.
Yeah, I liked Pam's like introduction where she's like, you know, hanging out at a bar and she's got a shotgun and she like saves Bond a couple times and he saves her a couple times and then like they introduce her in this really interesting way and then she kind of spends the rest of the movie not doing much.
Yeah, 100%. That's a good way to put it. She spends the whole movie not doing shit all except complaining.
So say that's my my OTP for this movie. Just Pam and Lupe just cut Bond out completely.
My OTP is Pam and Q.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
But yeah, License to Kill.
Yeah, License to Kill was pretty good. I don't know. It's pretty good. It wasn't like my absolute favorite Bond ever, but it's pretty good.
It was a good movie for Timothy Dalton to go out on almost as quickly as he came in.
Yeah, 100%. And also it was good for the villain. 10 out of 10 villain. It'll keep you going.
Yeah, he was a pretty good villain.
Yeah. So, guys, we will see you tomorrow with the first Pierce boy. Pierce Brosnan, am I right? Golden Eye.
Some N64 action.
Oh, yeah, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
And by tomorrow, I mean later today because I'm